Hello, awesome people. I hope you're really well today. I apologize with the lateness of this mental toughness tip, or rather, it's early for this week, but late last week because we didn't have one last week. Sorry about that. But we are here on a Wednesday morning, and I am doing the mental toughness tip that I have been working on in my head for the past week and a bit. Well, actually, just for the past week. I had something else planned for last week, but I had an incident. I had something happen last Wednesday to me that kind of threw me a bit, and I've been processing it and thinking about it and trying to work out the best way of talking to you guys about it, so that we can all learn from this thing. So, very long story and fun story, and if you want the full story, get in contact with me. I'll happily give it to you. But very long and fun story short, I had an argument with a fellow in the street last week, and in the process of this argument, he poked me in the shoulder, and I got angry at him for doing that. I was quite happy to have the argument with him. I was quite happy to, engage in this little battle of the wills, if you will, because sometimes that kind of thing is fun. And he thought I should have done something, and I was thinking I should have done something else. And, he decided he needed to tell me how the world worked, and I decided that I was not going to take on his perspective of how the world works and tell him that. And at the end of the day, what happened was in the middle of this, he poked my shoulder here, and I did something in that moment, which for me has been really empowering. I stood my ground. I looked at him, and I yelled in a voice so loud I kind of scared myself that you don't get to touch me. And my takeaway from this incident is that I was confident. I was really confident in that moment. And today's mental toughness tip is, where does confidence come from? So that's what I want to talk about is I've been processing this for a week, doing what we do, trying to go, well, should I have done this? Should I have done that? Blah, blah, blah. And rather than getting stuck into the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, I really tried to focus on, well, what is my takeaway from this? What is the big thing that I not just learned, but what's it's not just my positive outcome. There's something bigger there that I'm trying to find the words for, but I can't. But anyway, so where does confidence come from? And in this particular incident, from me, the confidence comes from my experience in teaching and learning martial arts, my experience as a human being, from the many, many conversations that I've had with people about women's rights and feminism and LGBTQI rights, and, treating people as decent human beings, and rather than being angry or frustrated or close-minded from my own perspective about these arguments, I have discussions with people, and we sit down and we talk about it, and we tease out the reasons why we have our beliefs, and the reasons why we do this, and the reasons why we do that kind of stuff. And in those processes, in the past however many years, I have, obviously built up a certain types of belief systems. I've challenged old ones, I've built new ones, and I have trained and I have experience. And all of that came together in this one moment where this man, who would have been in his late 50s, early 60s, decided that his worldview was the one that I should also have. And I did not want to have his worldview. I was quite happy to have my own worldview, and I was not going to back down from anything he said or take on his point of view, because I don't need to. I'm an intelligent human being. I have my own worldview. I'm not going to walk around insisting other people take my worldview on. I'm certainly not going to poke them in the shoulder over it, a complete stranger on the street. However, in that one moment, I got a really awesome look on where my confidence came from. I got this really awesome opportunity to just sit down and go, wow, I felt really confident in that situation. And it has to do, for me, it has to do with the years of training, the discussions, the thought processes, the ability to actually sit down, listen to other people's perspectives, take in information, and make decisions on my own based on what I believe is the right way to be. At the end of the day, some of us are born with confidence. Some of us grow up being told that we're the most amazing person in the world and that the world owes us everything. And so they just walk around with all this confidence, like oozing confidence. Some of us have to work on it, and those sorts of things come in. We're not all confident in everything. I like to think I'm certainly fairly confident when I'm teaching my martial arts, because I'm the instructor. I've been doing it for 20-something years. I have a certain amount of confidence that comes with that, but I wasn't born with it. I had to work on that, and I had to work very hard. So what it comes down to, where does confidence come from? Comes from your experience. That's my take on this whole thing. It comes from your experience. And, as fortunate and privileged human beings, if you're watching this, it's a pretty good chance you've got a roof over your head and you get food and electricity and can pay your phone bill or wherever you're watching this on. And that gives us opportunity to be able to go out and have experiences. And we get to choose the experiences we're going to have. That's one of the really big things, is you actually go, you know what, okay, I want to, if you're looking for confidence, you get to sit there and go, okay, I need to build confidence in this area. How do I do that? I go and get experience with that area. And then the more experience I have, the better I feel, the more experience I have, basically. And, the better you can do something, and then the confidence comes from that. If you're experienced and you're lacking confidence, then we need to work on that. We need to work on your ability to go, you know what, I know what I'm doing here. I really know what I'm doing here. This is what I do. There's other work to be done there other than just having experience. But getting the experience in the first place is a really good base for getting the confidence. So that's mental toughness tip for this. Bye for now.